Hello and welcome back. So if you have been keeping up with me and you have seen my last video pertaining to the Maxwell house, a big announcement, you know that I am pregnant. So I kind of wanted to do a video pertaining to that, or following up with the last video containing our announcement, or pertaining to our announcement of the pregnancy, just in regards to the whole first trimester, and what I've experienced, what I've noticed, as far as like mood changes, weight gain, and all of that and everything. So let's get right into the video. So as far as weight gain goes, I obviously didn't experience too much in the beginning. Now that I'm in my 13th week of pregnancy, so rounding off the first trimester here, I've noticed few more pounds have been gained. My clothes have been feeling a bit more tight, having to kind of undo my button towards the end of the day at work. And then I've noticed like a slight roundness in like the lower portion of my belly. But like I said, up until then, I hadn't really noticed too much, like as far as like weight gain or severe body changes or anything like that up until these last few weeks. Now, one thing that you always hear about as far as pregnancy goes, especially in the first trimester, is the overwhelming sense of nausea and morning sickness. Fortunately enough for me, I have not experienced any of that, which has been amazing, and I'm very thankful for it. I don't know how I would get through the day at work going through like feeling nauseous and just getting sick all the time. Other things that I've noticed just within the past 2 to 3 weeks of the last trimester are that I've started getting some pretty severe headaches just kind of randomly throughout the day, that come on very strongly, and they don't last for very long, but they're very intense. Another thing that I've noticed is that a couple times I've actually gotten dizzy spells. So it's similar, I guess, to like when you stand up too quickly and kind of get a head rush, but it's like that for like 10 minutes that I've experienced. You just feel very dizzy and kind of disoriented almost. And then another thing that I've noticed as far as these last few weeks is that sorry about my pups in the background. Hold on. Norm, please stop. No. Okay, sorry about that. So the last thing that I've noticed within the past 2 to 3 weeks is that when I do feel even the slightest bit hungry, it's like it comes on so suddenly. So I'll feel a little bit hungry and I'm like, oh yeah, what should I have for lunch or whatever? And then it's like a minute later, it hits me and I'm like, I have to eat right now. So it comes on very strong. And it's like a very strong hunger pain to where I need to eat like right then. So a few other things that I've noticed just throughout the first trimester here, I think are pretty common in regards to other women going through pregnancy as well. So one thing is that my emotions have been kind of up and down, because your hormones are increased, you're just kind of feeling a lot more. So I'm not typically like a crier. I'm typically a person that if I get upset, I get more angry than anything. But I've been very emotional in that instance, where if I get upset, I just feel sad and I want to cry. And my husband's definitely noticed that. So anyway, an example is it's like the smallest things that kind of like make me upset and sad. So if I call the dog over and the dog doesn't want to come to me, and I get sad and I'm like, oh my gosh, the dog hates me, and then I just like want to cry when it has nothing to do with that. Another small thing that I've noticed is that obviously during pregnancy your uterus is growing in size to make room for the baby. So I've noticed when I'm like stretching in the morning or after I get out of the shower to put the towel on my head or something like that, I feel like a slight pulling or stretching sensation in like the upper part of my abdomen and the lower part of my abdomen. And I was kind of nervous at first. I'm like, what is this? Obviously asked my doctor about it and it's completely normal. And the final notion that I have noticed during the first trimester is how unbelievably tired I have felt. So, I mean, a woman's body is a baby making machine. We have all the parts, you know, inside to be able to grow this incredible thing inside of us, make room for it, be able to nourish it, grow it until it's ready to be born. So while our body is doing all of this, it's overworking itself essentially. So overworking itself is obviously going to make us more tired than normal. Me getting up earlier than usual to go to the gym in the morning before I go to work, and then getting home when it's dark outside because it's winter time, just has made me so tired. I want to go to bed at 7 p.m. every night. But I noticed that more within like the first 8 weeks of pregnancy. And now it's kind of like getting back to what it was before I got pregnant. So, I mean, I obviously get my little tired bouts throughout the day, you know, that 3 p.m. slump, things like that. But now it's getting, like I said, back to a more normal, normalness, whatever you want to say. So I don't feel as tired as what I was. So to kind of wrap everything up, essentially, I mean, that's all of the things that I have noticed that I've tried to jot down, just to kind of share with you guys as far as like following along in my journey and everything. I hope this helps you. Again, haven't noticed much weight gain, just until like the last few weeks where I've just felt more bloated than anything, and my clothes are starting to feel just a bit more tight than what they have been. Again, belly hasn't really grown much. I just kind of feel more lumpy and dumpy more than anything, unfortunately. So like I said, I've just noticed a slight roundness to the bottom portion of my belly. So hopefully that'll kind of fill out more soon so people don't just think I'm gaining a whole bunch of weight. Notice a slight pulling and stretching in my upper and lower abdomen as my uterus is growing on the inside to make room for the baby. Hunger has increased. Felt very tired for most of the portion throughout my first trimester, and now that's kind of tapered down, thankfully. And my emotions, I hope, start to kind of straighten themselves out, but I think that maybe is just a whole kind of term thing. We'll see. As far as just getting more upset, roller coastery, just at the smallest things. But I mean, my husband will have to deal. So that is it for this video. Kind of short and sweet. Again, just all the little things that I've noticed throughout the first trimester here as I've kind of wrapping that up, about to enter my second trimester. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them down below, and I'd be happy to answer those for you. But in the meantime, stay up to date with me, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye.